And for the Tyranids, I'm bringing my custom Hive fleet, which has Metamorphic Regrowth, so everything gets a wound back at the beginning of my turn. And Prehensile, so my Mawloc hits on 3s instead of 4s. For my Warlord, I'm bringing my Tyranid Prime and Pathogenesis, so that his Deathspitter has 8 inches more on its range, and we can reroll a hit and a wound every time it shoots. And for troops, we have 2 times 4 Ripper Swarms. They're just there to hold objectives and be a nuisance. And 5 Tyranid Warriors, and they have Scything Talons and Deathspitters. They have unnatural reactions, so they can heroically intervene up to 6 inches, which is pretty nice. And we also have a Lictor. He's just there to run around the board and be a nuisance. I don't expect him to do much. He's just there for board control reasons. And then we have the Mawloc, and he has Dermic Symbiosis, so that he counts as double wounds for his brackets, and he's a 5+ symbol. The Mawloc has Toxin, Sacs, and Adrenal Glands. The Warriors have Adrenal Glands, and the Warlord has Adrenal Glands and Toxic Sacs. And this is the Tyranids. These are my World Leaders. Karn is the Warlord, of course. He's forced to take Slaughterborn, which means every character or monster he kills, he gets an additional attack and strength. I have 8 Berserkers. They have chain swords and chain axes, and the champion has a Power Fist chainsword. A Rhino has a Havoc Launcher and 2 Combi Bolters. I have 6 Chaos Space Marines because of points. One does have a chainsword, and that's because of models. I like to play WYSIWYG. The leader has a Combi Plasma Power Axe. There is a Reaper Autocannon. 500 points on the nose. I've heard that the Tyranids are not great in 9th edition, and I'm going to give them a chance. I'm trying to play a fluffy-ish game today and see how it goes. I love Karn, I love the World Leaders, and I love 8 Berserkers. So let's see what happens. We are playing Mission 1, Eternal War, Combat Patrol, and Decisive Attack. And the special rule here is if you leave a objective, you still control it. So, the World Leaders won the roll-off for deployment. So, deployment with the World Leaders is really simple because we only have 2 drops. The Berserkers and Karn are in the Rhino, and the 6 Chaos Space Marines I'm going to put on the objective. We're going to be using the line of sight blocking terrain in the middle to try to hide them. The Tyranids, we put the Warriors in a piece of terrain to block them from line of sight, and then we put the Rippers in the other piece so that they can run out and grab the objective in front of them. The World Leaders won the roll-off, and they let the Nids go first. Tyranids turn 1 is all about taking control of the board. We advance the Rippers to take the top objective, we advance the Warriors and take the bottom objective, and hide them behind the line of sight blocking terrain limit. Then we advance the Lictor just to get him to the middle of the board, and we put the Prime behind the Warriors. That's it for the Tyranids in turn 1. No secondaries gained, no primary points yet. It's a very quick turn for the World Leaders. We just advance the Rhinos. We leave the Chaos Marines behind because we know that he's a deep striking Mawloc coming in, and a secondary to take this objective from me. Tyranids turn 2. We move the Rippers in front of the Rhino, so when the Berserkers hop out, they have to fight them. We move the Warriors in range of the Chaos Space Marines on his objective, and then we deep strike the Mawloc in to do some mortal wounds on his Chaos Space Marines. And with the Mawloc, we get 1 Marine. And then we open fire with the Warriors. And it's at this point I realized I severely underestimated the Warriors' shooting abilities, and I overestimated the Chaos Space Marines' armor saves. They wiped out all the Chaos Space Marines. That's the end of the turn. That nets me Engage, the special hold the opponent's objective secondary, and 15 points for the primary. It's here I realized I should have went the opposite way with the Rhino and went more towards the Warriors, but I hop out with the Berserkers and Karn and move the Rhino to contest the objective the Mawloc's on. Then we shoot Karn's pistol into the Ripper Swarm. do 2 damage to him, and then we take some pop shots at the Mawloc with the Rhino. We do a couple wounds. So then I charge into the Ripper Swarm with the Berserkers, and I choose to hit with the Chain Axes because it'd be wounding on 2s, and every wound is just a straight wound through, no saves. And we demolish them. We absolutely annihilate the Rippers. And that's the end of the turn. We don't have any primary points, we don't have Engage, we don't have Attrition, and we didn't get the Warlord. It's not looking too great for the World Leaders right now. Turn 3 with the Tyranids, and it's looking really good. Like it's gonna be a shutout. We run away with the Lictor, we move the Warriors in the line of sight of the Berserkers, and we move the Tyranid Prime up with them to give them their +1 to hit buff. And then we open fire. We shoot with the Prime and the Warriors, and we end up killing 4 Berserkers. And then I charged the Rhino, but we completely bounced off him in combat. I paid the 2 CP with the World Eaters to auto pass the Berserkers because I need them. And that was it. I did get Engage again, and 15 more primary points. World Leaders, turn 3. I move the Berserkers towards the Warriors, and move Karn towards the Rippers. My goal is to take that objective with Karn. Hopefully we can wreak some havoc with the Berserkers, and that's about all we can really do at this point. I shoot the Kami Bolters from the Rhino into the Mawloc, and I shoot Karn's pistols into the Warriors. And then we charge the Warriors. I pay the command point with the Tyranids to Overwatch, and we kill 2 more Berserkers on the way in. With the Berserkers, we only kill 1 Warrior. Karn only kills 1 Ripper Swarm body. The Tyranid Warriors hit back, kill the remaining 2 Berserkers, and then Karn hits and kills 2 more Ripper Swarm bodies, but there's still 1 left, meaning he didn't take that objective. Then with the Mawloc, we actually do 6 damage to the Rhino with his jaw, and then we fight again, and we end up leaving the Rhino left on 1 wound. We didn't kill it, but we crippled it pretty badly. Tyranids turn 4. I Metabolic Overdrive the Lictor onto this objective, take this back. Then I move the Warriors into range of the Rhino and Karn, depending on what I really want to do. We fall back with the Ripper, and then we open fire. We kill Karn, and then the fight phase, the Mawloc finishes off the Rhino, and that's it. That's the game. A absolute stomping from the Tyranids. I really underestimated the Tyranids, and I really overestimated the power of the Space Marine saves. I thought this would go way different than the way it did. Looking back, I probably should have ran the Rhino towards the Warriors at the beginning. use the Rhino as kind of a shield, charge the warriors with the Rhino. I think that was a big misplay, and taking full advantage of that misplay with the warriors really crippled the world eaters. Losing the entire squad of Space Marines turn 1 was rough. I probably could have hid them behind the terrain better, but I really didn't think the Tyranid shooting was going to be that effective, because I've heard nothing but bad things about them. And they definitely showed me wrong. They did great. So, I was planning on having one more 500 point battle, having it be Space Marines versus Necrons, then taking all the winners and having them face off with the 750 point game, and the losers face off with the 750 point game. And then taking the winners from that and doing 1,000 points. But yeah, let me know if you'd like to see that. Have a great day.